Welcome to part 3 of our series called the Motion Quotient. This time, we're going to talk about the joints. Doesn't this all make sense, people? We're talking about the mind increasing its function, you making a decision, telling your muscles that we're going to increase their function. The muscles then attached to the joints, and the joints are going to increase their function. And we're all going to integrate this so that we live longer, better lives. So today we're going to talk about joints. I call this pro-motion. You know, in the business, we talk about range of motion, right? RO motion. Well, I want to put the word pro in front of that and make it pro-motion, because that's what we're going to do. The thing that happens in joints as we become older and as we become more sedentary. Can you guys see this hip? And so here's the hip socket, here's the hip joint. And when we're young, that socket and that joint is way open. And then as we age and become sedentary and more sedentary, that joint starts to decrease. And finally, we get something called effacement, or we lose the joint space and it's bone on bone. And that's when the orthopedic surgeon starts licking their lips and saying, oh, let's do a hip replacement, let's do a knee replacement. Well, that's what we're here today to talk about. I want you to think about your kids. Think about a little infant. You ever seen a little infant? The minute they learn to walk, they're falling down, they're moving, they get right back up and they fall down again. And then these kids get older and they're still running around like little maniacs and falling down, and they get up and move again. And then they become teenagers, and then they're chasing girls and boys, and then they find that person, and in their 20s they say, gee, I found the one I love the most. And guess what? We start becoming a little more sedentary, don't we? And by the magic age of about 32 to 35, which, by the way, physiologic peak happens at 32. So for all you 30-year-olds out there, get ready. Because if you don't start making active decisions at 32 years old, baby, then you're not working upstream. And what I'm about to tell you starts happening. And that is, you become more sedentary. You stop moving. You stop being the little kid who runs around and falls. You stop being the kid who goes out and plays basketball in the street. You stop being the kid who throws a baseball and throws a football with his friends. And God forbid, I see these kids who spend 92 hours a week in front of a video game and not moving at all. So what are we talking about today? Today we're talking about joints. Joints only do two things. They move and they lubricate. If they lubricate, they move. If they don't move, they imbricate. They come together, they dry out, and pretty soon they start to fuse. And what's the first spine surgery in people that have a significant amount of degeneration in their low back? Correct. It's fusion. Rods, wires, screws. Make a decision, people. Motion. How are we going to keep these joints apart? We're going to keep them apart because we're going to move them. Remember, your mind decided to move. Then your muscles decided to get strong and long. And because those muscles are moving, our joints are moving. And because our joints are moving, here comes the secret. You ready? The space opens up, and as the space opens up, it allows our synovial fluid, our WD-40 of life, to get into the joint. And as that lubricant gets into the joint, it lubricates the joint. The joint moves better, it stays younger, longer. So, bottom line, go out, move today. Promote yourself. Have a great day.